Todavía no me he podido cambiar de peinado. Hey, ¿qué pasa, cachorros? Continuamos con The Witcher 3. En el episodio anterior hemos ido a investigar por qué la hija y la madre estaban metidas en temas de brujería. La hija y la madre, sí, la esposa del varón, estaban haciendo cosas un poco extrañas y el varón nos mandó a buscar a un brujo que podría ayudarnos a conseguir información. Pero cuando he vuelto al poblado donde el varón, aquí se ha liado muy parda. No sé si podré llegar desde un salto o tendré que dar la vuelta. Me parece a mí que voy a tener que dar la vuelta. Aparte la puerta... no. A ver. Con un par. Por los pelos. ¿Qué cojones ha pasado aquí? ¡Gente! ¡Que se está acabando! Nada, la gente aquí llorando y mirando cómo arde todo. Están tocando la campana, pero eso es una campana de advertencia, de peligro, salves quien pueda. Lo veo todo como oscuro, está lloviendo. Está el sol como un poco nublado. Está bien, mola. Mira la nube como tapa el suelo. Está muy bien. Esto está curradísimo, el tema de la iluminación en el juego, ¿no? ¿Está el varón? He leído... Ah, no, hombre del varón. Había leído varón y digo, coño, está aquí. ¿Qué demonios? ¿Pero es un ataque? Ha sido un...
Oswin! Where's Oswin? Anyone seen him?
Believe I saw him heading to the stable.
What?
Fire. You blind? Nobody willing to put it out?
Ain't that simple. Most are afraid. Baron flies into a rage. He takes no prisoners.
My brother's in the stable! We've got to save him! He'll burn alive! Him and the horses!
Oh, mierda. Venga.
See what I can do.
Hurry now! Quick!
No sé, salva al mozo de cuadras y a los caballos. Joder. No tengo ningún hechizo acuático, ¿verdad? Este es... Vale.
You, where do I know you?
Estás borracho. La madre que te parió.
Ah, right, the Witcher! Come, drink with me! Pale as a ghost you are.
I know your wife miscarried. Was that before or after you beat her to a pulp?
What the fuck are you suggesting?
Don't play me for a fool. You'd been beating them for years. Finally, they'd had enough and fled. Sound about right?
Ojo.
They ran from you, didn't they?
Pega, grandullón. Pega fuerte.
Oh, come on!
Debería estar ayudando al tío en el fuego, pero... Ah, ok, no puedo realizar una curación durante un combate primera vez en todo el juego. Porque la cámara no... Ni puedo fijarle ni la cámara me está ayudando mucho en el combate. Ya sea, tío. ¿En serio? Ha desaparecido, no lo veía. Puta... Cojones. Un poquito borracho. ¡Hala! Un poquito de agua para ti. Bueno, agua. Bebedero de caballo para ti.
We need to talk.
¿Podemos salvar al tío que está adentro primero? Estaría bien. Quizá debía hacerlo antes de hablar con el varón. Joder, no sabía. Pensé que era simplemente... Quiero ayudar. Pero bueno, al parecer ha sido el corte del todo.
Sit down. You beat them.
I never laid a finger on Tamara. Not once.
And on Anna?
That's another story.
Hmm.
She always knew how to spark my ire.
Claro. ¿Cómo te sacaba de quicio, Ana?
Your wife. How'd she make you angry? Too much salt in the soup? Socks never darned?
20 years we've known each other.
She's seen me drunk and sober. She was there to greet me when I returned the victor. She was there to patch me up in defeat. Like no other, she knew where to press, where to pinch, so it would hurt.
You beat her? For that? For criticizing you?
Oh, Witcher, you haven't a clue, have you? Well, perhaps I shall tell you about it one day. One day, but not today.
Te tiembla el escudo, tío. Nunca pegaste a tu hija, ¿de veras?
Expect me to believe you were a loving father to Tamara after that scene in the courtyard?
You're free to believe whatever you wish, but she was always the apple of my eye. She had the run of the place, ask anyone. She'd ride the horses, hunt with the men, at times join them on their rounds. And they'd send for her when I flew into a rage, for only she could calm me.
Make it sound like she led a charmed life. If that's the case, why'd she run?
I'd hardly need you if I knew.
You knew they had run away from the start.
Yes, I knew.
Podía habernoslo dicho.
Why didn't you tell me? Wasted my time.
Say I had. Say I'd said I had troubles. Couldn't control my wife, my daughter. What kind of flaccid prick would you take me for?
No huyeron, las echaste tú.
Gotta admit, I do think you're a prick. Not because you couldn't control them, but because you drove them away.
What?
Don't play the idiot. You gave them no choice.
Anna and I... It wasn't as it seemed. Seems.
Pues dime qué pasó en realidad.
All right, I'm all ears. Tell me what happened. The truth this time.
I'd been soaking myself 3 days straight.
Joder.
Anna came to me, said they were leaving.
Castigando el
I
hígado.
begged them to stay. She refused to hear it. I tried to stop her. She wriggled like an eel. We struggled. She fell. Last blasted thing I remember. Woke up in the morn, breeches heavy with my own piss. A large bump on my head. Sadly, they were gone. Know what that's like, Witcher? No. How the fuck could you? I was left with nothing. Nothing! Only the bottle.
¿Los indicios de la pelea de la alcoba?
Signs of a fight in the room. Hole in the wall, wine all over the landing. Was that you?
We tussled. She tried to whack me on the noggin with a candlestick, but kept missing. Hit the wall and the pillar instead. I staggered backwards onto the table, spilled the wine, slipped and tumbled. Anna used that moment to flee. She rushed down the stairs, still clutching that damn candlestick. I caught her on the landing. We fell. I thought I had her. Then she turned and smacked me in the head. I blacked out. Don't know what happened next. When I came to, I was alone.
Tamara lo vio.
Tamara present for all this? She see you quarrel?
Through the doorway, perhaps. She didn't enter the room. Shame, too. Things might have turned out differently. The sight of her always calmed me.
What happened next?
What happened next?
Next, it only got worse. I awoke at sunset, not knowing how many days had passed. Thought it was all a ploughing, drunken nightmare. And then I went to the bedchamber, but Anna was not there. Instead,
No hay nada que ella pudiera decir para que le pegaras. O sea, me da igual lo que te criticara o lo mucho que supiera cómo hacer que te doliesen las palabras.
I neared the bed and saw it. It lay there, a tiny thing, defenseless, on bloodied sheets, dead. And it was my doing.
¿Qué hiciste con el bebé? Menudo espectáculo.
Maybe you're doing, maybe not. But that amulet she wore could be important. Or maybe the fact that she lost it. What did you do with the child?
What was I to do? Took it out and buried it.
Just like that?
Damn you! I gave no thought to a funeral. It was a horror. I wanted it to end. That child had been my dream. I told Anna, a little one, our little one, to make things right. Yet she died before she could be born.
Pero nació, es decir.
Understand, Witcher? My child was dead.
Joder.
I sympathize. I do.
Thank you. And know that I hope you find your Ciri.
Deal we made means I need to find Tamara and Anna first. Just so happens your unborn daughter might help us do that.
What? How?
Sometimes miscarried fetuses, if they don't get a proper burial, turn into botchlings.
Madre mía.
Into fucking what?
Joder, el mundo de Witcher en el que vivimos es... Joder, no sé cómo la gente anda por ahí, por la calle. Voy a explicártelo, sí, por favor.
A cursed creature that draws strength from killing pregnant women. Once it's strong enough, it attacks those who scorned it.
Oh my god.
But how? How does it know?
Blood ties. They're a strong bond. A bond I want to use to find your family.
How?
One of two ways. Legends claim you can bury a botchling under the family's threshold, perform a ritual, and turn it into a lubberkin. That's a sort of, hob, a guardian spirit that could lead me to your family.
And the other way?
We kill it and draw some blood. Take that to the Peller and he does the rest.
Do not kill my child. It's suffered enough already. Lift the curse that it may finally rest in peace.
Joder.
Whatever we do, we gotta find the botchling first.
I'll show you where I buried her, and I'll dig the grave at my threshold.
If it turns out we can't transform the botchling into a lubberkin, they can bury us in it. Handy either way.
Madre mía. Luego vengo por ti. Adelante.
The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight, at midnight.
Then wait here with me. Near midnight, I'll take you to where I buried her.
Get word to the common folk. Ought to stay in their homes tonight and draw a line of salt outside their doors. And try to sober up.
Do I take a shovel to dig up the grave?
Take it. You'll need it, but not for that.
Oh, Dios. Ok. Esto va a ser... duro. Wow.
A bit further. Follow me.
Al final, la zona que se estaba ardiendo, no he podido hacer nada
You
con
give
ella.
the child a name?
No. Why would we?
Mistake. Names are powerful seals.
Vale, si yo sprinto, él sprinta. Bien,
Here's the spot.
ok.
Chose a lovely spot.
Damn it, will you relent? I'm ploughing now I've done wrong.
Good. The grave's dug up and empty.
What's that mean?
Botchling's on the
escapado.
prowl.
Y no anda muy lejos. Oh my god.
Look!
Hostia, el cordón umbilical enredado en la pierna. Hostia.
arms, quick.
And if it goes Garrity, it'll bite us in the arse before we know it.
Keep screaming and it will turn rabid. It's calm for now.
Bloody hell. What happens when it gets plowing restless?
It'll bite through your jugular, and you'll bleed to death before I can help. Tell me if it starts wriggling. I'll calm it with magic. Pick it up. Take it in your arms.
Como brilla esa espada. Madre mía. Vamos, joder. Es tu hijo, es tu problema. Mueve el culo.
Merciful gods.
Lo único que haces es beber. Arriba. Vale. Calma. Calma. Dios.
Back to the fortress.
What? With this?
As I recall, you were the one wanted to test the old legends, change it into a lubberkin.
Oh, fuck.
Despacio. Despacio. Oh, Dios. Madre mía. Y por esto, chicos, es por los que tenéis que usar condón. Dios santo, vaya ojos. No puedo parar de mirarlos. What?
Specters.
Demonios.
Scent attracted them.
Do something.
¡Eso hago! Trampa, trampa, trampa. Aquí. Ven aquí. Venid aquí, bestias. Vamos.
It's thriving something fierce.
Mierda.
Can't hold it. Calm it somehow.
Calma, bicho, calma. Tranquilo.
Quiet now. What do you want to do with it?
Me? Nothing. This is your job. Told you, gotta bury it under the threshold. If the tales are true, by tomorrow it'll be a lubberkin. From then on, it'll watch over your house and help me find your family.
Madre mía, menos mal que nadie del pueblo está viendo esto. ¿Más espectros? ¿No? Porque no hay nadie. Mierda. Otra vez.
More coming. Need to hurry.
On with it.
Casi le doy un espadazo a él. Vamos. Hostia.
Squirming again. Like a daft
Calma.
eel. I cannot hold it.
Ya está, ya está.
Stand there, meowing, do something.
Joder.
It worked. It stopped.
Hostia, me sale la vida del borono. Ah, vale, ya
Chosen a
cambié.
name?
No.
So think of one. It's important.
Vamos, ponle nombre al niño.
It's a girl. What would Anna have named her?
Una niña, ok. Vaya niña. Nos salió con mala sangre. Entonces, estoy seguro de que no se esperaba una niña así. Uf.
What now?
Repeat after me. By the powers of earth and sky.
By the powers of earth and sky.
By the world that was to be your home.
By the world that was to be your home.
Forgive me, you who came, but who I did not embrace.
Forgive me. You came, but who I did not embrace.
I name thee, say her name, and embrace thee as my daughter.
I name thee Daya,
Vaya.
and embrace thee as my daughter.
Good. Now bury the body.
What now?
In 1 day's time, Daya should turn into a lubberkin. I'll stay here and wait. You go home.
I'll wait with you.
Out of the question.
But that's my child. And the guilt, the responsibility for all this lies with me.
Time for parental impulses? It's long past. Besides, nothing else you can do here.
But
No buts. Just Witcher's work left to do here. Gotta wait a day and a night for the botchling to turn into a lubberkin. That's it. Go home. And try not to drink yourself stupid again.
Bueno, eso fue un golpe básico. Un golpe básico, un golpe bajo. Ok. Y hay que invocarla, ¿no? Quedarte esperando. Wow. Ok, pues vamos a... Indica que hay una planta por aquí, pero es abajo. Debe ser en la catacumba o algo por el estilo, ¿no? Una cueva. Bueno, vamos a invocarla. Me encanta cuando se queda esperando. Se arrodilla en el suelo y se queda ahí paciente, esperando a que el espectro llegue.
By blood's power I summon you. With your name I beseech you. Hear my call and arise, Dea. Lead me to those bound to you by blood.
Wow. Wow. Ahora sí que vas rápido, madre mía, espero que nadie pueda verte. Vale, parece que solo puedo verlo yo. De acuerdo. Eso está bien, porque si no toda la aldea saldría aterrorizada.
Ever heard of preventive arse whooping?
Wow. Ok, estamos utilizando el espectro para encontrar sus lazos sanguíneos, que sería su madre. Espero que la madre no se asuste demasiado cuando le vea. Eso puede ser un shock interesante. Vale, la gente simplemente cree que voy corriendo por ahí y ya está. ¿Qué demonios? Ah, vale, el viento. Está moviendo ahí las plantas. ¿Qué hacéis? ¿A qué apuntáis? Oh, mierda. No tengo tiempo para vosotros. No es el momento. La música. Recuerda Xena cada vez que suena esa canción. The Water Princess. ¿Están aquí? ¿Están cerca? No. Todavía no hemos llegado. ¡Wow! Me acabas de romper. What?
Sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around, though.
Oh.
Horseshoe.
Pistas.
No way a pitch burner could afford a horse.
Cerraduras. ¿Qué es esto? Tú sigues ahí, ¿verdad? Sí.
A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it.
Pues habrá que seguir las pistas.
Clothing. They change in here? Both were here. I'm going the right way.
Vale. Muy bien, chico, pero no están aquí.
Wants to
¿Has
show me
encontrado dónde
something
estaban? Ok. Mierda. Lobos. Creo. Vaya lunita. O sea que hemos hecho lo del hijo. Si lo hubiésemos matado, ¿podríamos haberlo invocado para encontrar a la madre? Es una buena pregunta. Derecha o izquierda, derecha o izquierda. Oh my god.
Necrophages had a field day. Still worth a closer look.
Ah, mierda. Explota. Ahí está.
Should examine that horse carcass.
Maldita sea. Ah. That was a fail. Este explota. Y este también. Buah, qué cagado, espera. Registrarlo todo. Esto nada. Creo que hay pistas por aquí. Vaya sitio para pararte. Ok. ¿Qué tienes para mí? ¿Dónde están? Ah, el caballo. ¡Hostia! Creo que no acabó muy bien el caballo de esta gente.
What do we have here? Bones have been here a while. Chewed on the saddle. Necrophages will eat anything these days. Giant claws. Wasn't a necrophage made these marks. Head torn clear off. Takes incredible strength. Horseshoes missing. Is this the animal that lost one in the smokehouse? Must have been attacked by a powerful beast. Surprised him. Hope they got away. Trail goes on. Good thing it doesn't end here.
Pues el parteo que me estás haciendo dar es interesante. Uff, lo de bichos que hay por aquí. Mueve el culo. Lobos. Vale, han pasado a nosotros. Este sitio. Oh, este sitio. Ah, no, pensé que era un refugio de ladrones o algo por el estilo. Está vacío. Oh, hay luz.
A fisherman's hut. Seems she wants me to take a closer look.
Ok. Hola. ¿Cuánta gente?
Who's that? The room. Go on now.
What you seek here, sir? Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
Just need information. Looking for 2 women. The Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That sir came at night, right, Mummy? Quiet, boy.
Vamos.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough. No point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of our father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is high. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale. Though anywhere's better than to Crow's Perch with a baron.
Why?
'Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
'Twere like this. I was awaiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of you. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed, bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. 'Twere then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
What marks?
These, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
Fine. What happened next?
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden, and then, from the woods, a roar. Broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes.
Grande como un
I thought I
granero.
was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twere the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed not to go.
While back, I met a woman in Crookback Bog. Had fiery marks on her skin like the ones you described.
Must be her, Mrs. Anna. Gods, she to Crookback Bog.
It's where I saw her last.
Gods of all the heavens protect us. 'Tis clear now whose whisper 'twere in the night.
It is?
The crones took her. She must have made a deal with them. A pact. It's why they marked her and took her like she was their own.
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I'd a debt. Owed Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, a fever gripped my boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara alerted. Brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me
No sé, no.
a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
While back, I met a woman in Crookback
Vale.
Bog.
Must be her.
It's where I saw her.
Sé que
God's
sería
fault
otro
it
diálogo
is.
distinto,
The
pero es el
crown.
mismo. Vale. Ok. Thanks for help.
Thanks for your help.
¿Y ahora qué hacemos con el
The
espectro que
lady.
tenemos fuera?
She'll be all right in the end, won't she?
I'll do what I can to see that she is.
Ok. Chiquitín.
So here our paths diverge. Thank you, Dea. Go in peace.
Ñum. Ok, eso ha sido raro. Muy raro. Vale. Estoy ahora mismo pensando lo de Ana. Espera. Vamos a buscar a Tamara primero. Yo creo que podríamos ir a buscarla primero. Sería bastante más... Asuntos familiares, no. ¿Dónde está el otro localizador? Aquí. No. Este es uno. Y el otro... Me toca encontrarlo. Aquí. Wow. Ok, pues tenemos un buen pateo. Asuntos familiares. Encuentra a Tamara, la hija del varón. Ok, vamos por allá. Necesito encontrar un punto de viaje para llegar rápido hasta allí. ¿Cuál es el más cercano? Este. No hay un punto de viaje aquí, ¿no? No. El siguiente estaría allí o aquí. Este es el más cercano. ¡Sardenilla! ¡Vamos, Mónica! Tenemos una chica que encontrar. Wow. Ok. Vamos a buscar a la hija. Al parecer la madre... me gustaría saber si he visto ya a la madre. Intento recordar quién tenía esas marcas en las manos. Pero ahora mismo no caigo. Espera. Estoy yendo en dirección que no tengo que ir. ¡Salta, Sardenilla, salta! ¿No quieres saltar? Ya salto yo. Mira, se salta así. ¡Uep! Estamos cerca ya. ¡Perrito! ¡Guap! Hostia, le he empujado entero. ¿What? ¿Qué coño estáis haciendo? Están peleando entre ellos. ¿Y por qué coño está...? Hasta... ¿Tú te has quedado atascado en la silla? ¿Te he hecho una mano? Ahora. Vale, que esto es un club de la lucha, ¿o qué? Ok, está bien. Tenemos un fight club aquí. Ya vendré a hacerlo. Vale, vamos a hablar con la hija, con Tamara. Tenemos que viajar hasta aquí. Ok, a ver si nos puede contar algo sobre la madre. Oh, madre mía. Vaya tela. Vaya tela. Pero que al menos dijo que la hija estaría bien. Un monstruo grande como una casa. Como una granja, dijo. Eso sí es grande. No para de llover en este juego, por Dios. Vale. Tiene que estar aquí detrás. Por aquí. Creo. No veo entrada a ninguna parte. Espera, ¿habrá alguna puerta en el pasillo que me he saltado? Por Dios. Por aquí. Cerrado. Espera. Vale, vi chica y digo, bueno, ¿será ella? Creo que no. ¿Será aquí dentro? Vale, es aquí dentro.
I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek sent you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
¿Por qué me da que se va a escapar? Se creerá que soy uno de los
You're looking for me, and who might you be? My father sent you?
Yeah, to see if you're still alive. And well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
We've nothing more to talk about.
Your father's a vile man. You're angry and bitter. Can't blame you.
Why do you help him then? Why did you take this job?
Because he knows something about someone dear to me. Promised to tell me if I found you and your mother.
Got it. A bit of blackmail. Just his style. Well, now you've found me, you can tell him I'm alive and I'm never coming back.
Wojtek claims your mother had strange marks on her hands, and that a monster dragged her into the woods. That true?
We were riding towards the river. Suddenly, Mum cried out, bent over, almost fell off her horse. I rode up to her and saw something strange. Her hands were on fire. And then that creature leapt from the woods. I don't know what it was, but it roared so fierce my nose bled. I saw it topple trees. I've never been so scared in my life. And that thing grabbed my mum and disappeared into the woods. I wanted to turn back, go after them, but the horses panicked. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
I don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the child. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her gut than bear another child from his seed.
Wow. Es que hay veces que me ha dado a pensar que el tío simplemente se quedó borracho, pero que realmente él no hizo que la madre abortara. No digo que no le pegase, porque al parecer todo el mundo sabía que le pegaba y estaba bastante claro, pero lo del aborto... sé dónde está tu madre.
Wojtek said some monster carried off your mother.
That is what happened. It was enormous, twice the size of a bear, but much quicker and more agile. It grabbed Mum before we could react. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
Your mother's in Crookback Bog. Seems quite happy, actually. Though I think she's not quite right in the head.
What? She lives! I must go there at once and get her out!
Entonces.
Wouldn't recommend venturing into the swamp.
I've made my decision. Won't let anyone talk me out of it.
Cuéntame tu versión.
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally, we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
What will you do now?
Find my mum.
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
¿Quiénes son esos amigos?
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire?
Iglesia del Fuego
A
Eterno?
priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
Hence the candlesticks in your room. So you believe in the eternal fire?
Once the heat of the fire has set your heart aflame, it gives you strength and leads you down the path of truth for the rest of your life. I hope it'll bless you with its warmth one day.
Thanks. Thing is, fire's tricky. It's easy to get burned.
¿Qué hay de tu padre?
What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him.
I don't care.
That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
Glad you know who I am. Haven't introduced yourself, though.
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the Bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Contestar el teléfono. Ah, no, que soy yo.
A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you. So the Baron hired a witcher to find his daughter. Interesting.
¿A dónde te la llevas?
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the eternal fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Hope you know what you're getting into.
I've never been more certain. The eternal fire is the best thing that could happen to me.
In that case, good luck.
Thank you for respecting my choice. Farewell.
Mordisquitos. ¡Hola, mordisquito! Tú y yo tenemos una cuenta pendiente, mordisquitos. Volveré. Vale. Pues vamos a hablar con el varón y a ver si nos cuenta lo de Ciri. Pero eso ya será en el siguiente vídeo. Alfa, corto y cierro. Toma, solaco. Y a ver si para de llover. Por favor. Qué tensión con el gato, ¿eh? Me he puesto de los nervios.